Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 14th of August 1978. Now, before we get started, I'd just like to mention the fact that we are now on the 0.8.59 update. This is the loyalty update. This was released into the stable branch on the 26th of October 2021, if you're watching this in the future. Now, this release has a certain impact on this series, not in the sense of what the release actually introduces, because we've been playing on it for a little while, but more in the fact that now the devs are going to start to focus on the next update, which will be the Crime and Punishment update, which will be released in December of this year. And one of the problems I think is going to happen when that update drops is it's going to be a potential save game breaker, not from the fact that you won't be able to play your save games, but more on the fact that you won't be able to use Crime and Punishment, because I've got a feeling it will be a selectable option in the menu as opposed to loyalty, which is a base mechanic. For that reason, what I'm going to be trying to do now is try and crack on a lot more with my two current series, especially this Seven Crosses series, because I now have a target to try and get this series very close to finish by the time the next update drops. So that kind of gives a little bit of an edge to this series, and for that reason also is what I'm going to be doing now is probably starting to pursue things like helicopters, so that I can speed up the construction process in remote location. But that will mean that I will need to move away from my original plan, which was to build an aircraft construction site first. So what we'll probably be doing going forward now is putting a bit more emphasis on purchasing aircraft and possibly trains. I still would like to get a vehicle production line going. We're also going to be a bit more orientated towards making some money to get part of the cash up so we can buy these vehicles and also the templates. And I think that is probably a good lead into the next section, which is, as usual, a big thank you for all your comments and feedback. You guys give me so much to think about. And one comment was about why I wasn't selling prefabs, and there's literally two reasons. First one was the fact that because of the congestion at the border, I didn't want to add to it. And the other one is that I simply forgot all about it. Luckily, we've got an open hole over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set a straight route up here. I don't think we need to get into anything particularly elaborate, and because we don't have massive queues here now, or not that much of a queue, well, I just punch you out like that, and I think I'm just going to let the game run a bit faster. Now for all you guys that keep reminding me that I needed to put better buses on this construction office here, I have actually done it. And I must admit, I did intend to do it in the previous video, but what actually happened is I got so wrapped up in trying to sort the trucks out that I forgot completely all about actually putting the buses in here. And you can see what I've got here now is a couple of 45-seaters capable of 100 kilometers an hour. And hopefully they're going to, and they seem to be bringing in quite a lot of the workforce. Then again, maybe not. But the two minibuses at the moment I've kind of pensioned off and put over here. I'm just going to erase the line, and I'd guess that they're nearly out of fuel, so they're going to go and get some fuel and then come back. So buses. Now I got another comment about expansion, and I think it's quite a good comment actually, because I will be talking a little bit more about my expansion philosophy going forward now, because there's a couple of things I need to talk about, and someone was saying that I do really need to push out to this border, and if I can get this little town up and running, we'll be able to provide fire support to this area. I think that's quite a good idea, and that's something that I do want to get. But of course what we're going to need to do is get our construction crew over here a lot more focused. We've also got this new town here. Oh, we've got a building on fire. Where are you? Oh, that's okay, no problem. I'm getting a little bit twitchy about fires simply because I seem to be getting a lot more of them now. I don't know if that's a feature of the way the game plays, but I have noticed that I am getting a bit more fires going on. Now, another area I want to try and focus a little bit more on is over here, because in my Four Corners series, there's been a few problems with loyalty right in New Hope, and I'm wondering whether it's got anything to do with religion. So what I want to do is make this into like a bit of a religious center and see how well the loyalty picks up in this area. If I bring in the loyalty overlay and we come in over here, what you'll see is in Foodville, the loyalty is really going off the charts here. You can see we're up to 56, 57%. But if I come down to this area, you can see that the loyalty is struggling a lot more to get higher. In fact, it seems to be stubborn at about 40%, despite the fact that if we can find a school in here, that I've pushed the educational requirements to 40%. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. And we've got 40% here. And I think over in Colville, I think it's even worse. Yeah, you can see even we got averages down in 39%. Although I do think that the bigger the city, the slower the actual loyalty increases. So there's maybe it's something to remember when you start out and you've got to build the loyalty up. Now, while we're over here, somebody did mention about getting this rail construction office online because it's closer to the steel mill, so that we can start laying more track. And I do like that idea, and it's something I do want to work on. But one thing I have noticed is that we've only got the one power connector, which is over here. And what I'm thinking is to put another power connector, say over here somewhere, because I feel that power connector is not going to be enough to be able to drive the trains. Because somebody actually posted a comment and I was quite interested actually, because, and I'm going to be completely honest, when I buy electric trains, I've got to be careful not to buy one here. So I mean, in the last video I just chose this one from Poland, which has got a power source of 3,120 kilowatts. And what someone posted and said that this train, although I said I was being cheapskate, is quite capable of pulling any length of train available in the game. And I have to be completely honest, I've never really paid much attention to the engine power. When I've bought trains, it normally tends to be looks and cost. Therefore, that's the way I'm going to carry on going, because maybe the engine power mechanic hasn't been balanced properly. Anyway, that's just a little bit of an aside there. While we're working on now, I'm just going to keep going through the comments of train power. Oh yeah, the other big question someone pointed out was over here, and this is going to be an area we're going to be working on in this part. That is the expanding there. They suggested that I needed about another 600 workers. I think what I'm going to be trying to get up to is about possibly 1,200, because there's a couple of other things I want to do in here. I'm kind of thinking of expanding the clothing industry. So what we're going to be doing is getting rid of all this meat production in this area. In fact, I think what we can do is send you back to there. Your job is finished. And in fact, I think we're going to shut this area down, worker-wise. I mean, it's not particularly that efficient anymore. And by doing this, I think we're going to release more workers to, into our main industry. And we're just going to lock this down. Now, I know some of you will say, oh, yeah, you're tearing things down you built. But when I'm building an economy, especially one that runs over a fairly long time span, I like to emulate real life. Here in the UK, I mean, when you walk around cities, I mean, for example, where I live was once an apple orchard. But of course now it's a housing estate, because the city has expanded out, or not the city, the town actually where I live, has expanded out and taken over the apple orchards. So when I'm building up an economy, I just don't like this idea of you're placing everything permanent, you're building the ideal city. I like things to evolve and change, and that's the reason why I'm quite comfortable with the idea of just knocking things down as I go along, and redeveloping areas is probably the better term. So any of you out there who feel that it doesn't look right, I mean, that's just my approach. In fact, we're just get rid of you now. I think we're just clear this area, tidy this area up a little bit. Oops. Oops. And what that means is, while I'm talking elsewhere, I don't think we've got knife edge distribution office here. I think we can just, yeah, smokehouse. What were you doing with the meat? think this is the one that was just doing the exports, wasn't it? I took everything else off of you. Yeah. I'm just gonna take you out there, and then we'll just remove you from there. That means I can then we'll just flatten this. We'll lose a few logs, but it's the way it is. Of course, I have to take out the roads. Just take these roads back and take you out there. And we'll take the footpath out there. Leave the pollution monitor. In fact, what I'll do is I think it's going to take a little while for these to disappear, I think, isn't it? Oh no, we've got railings here. Where's the bulldozer? I think I put some... a little bit of railings under here for aesthetic purposes. I think that's it. I'll just connect you through to there. And then what we'll do is we'll build in our area here. I think I probably just messed that up a little bit. And what I'm thinking is that we're going to have the residential area here, because I suddenly realised, I was thinking about this a little while, and I suddenly thought, well, maybe this is a little bit too close from a pollution perspective. So what we're going to do is put the residential area in here and probably have our utilities on this side. We're going to have a fire. Game, stop driving me. Come on, guys. I want you here as quickly as possible. Now, before we start working on this area here, I want to make a change here with respect to the power connection here. And what I'm thinking is to put a pretty big power connector in here. We're going to just take out you totally through there. And I think I was looking at it just before I started. It's a rail transformer, and what I would like to do is put one of these HT ones in, because there's going to be a lot of power on this track. So rather than use the... oh great, thank you, game. Now that opens up the question, are we going to put a road here? I think I am inclined to put a road out here, because we got a road connection there, we got a road connection here. So if I say, for argument's sake, I put you in about that side there, like that, and then connect you up to there, to there, to there. I mean, we don't need to worry too much about putting the road connection into this too far. And then what we'll probably do eventually is put a bridge over here. Yeah, we'll put a bridge over here that will allow us to kind of bring the road out here in case we need it, because we got this here. So you could argue that we could bring a road through here depending on what we want to build, although I don't think there's anything of great value here. Let's just have a quick look. Coal. Can't remember all the resources. Oh, look at that. We got nuclear power there. Where's the bulk site? Well, the bulk site's over there. I put the bulk site all the way out here when I was designing the map to kind of discourage the early use of aircraft. But as I said at in the intro, that's now kind of gone slightly out the window. I do like the idea of the radioactivity there. I must admit, I thought the uranium was further out. Could be possible, so we could put a nuclear power plant on this island. We could make this into nuclear islands. I actually quite like that. It's quite a big island, isn't it? Yeah, I think we can make this into nuclear island. I don't think there's a 7 crosses here, or one of the 7 crosses. So we just get rid of that. Apologies for getting a little bit distracted. We got one there. Yeah, I think we could possibly bridge out this way, because we've got to come this direction. got lost on the map, sorry. Where are we? We're coming back this way. So we are looking at kind of going up this way to there. So it would make sense to put a road out here. Because another thing I would really like to do is possibly build some highways so that we can move them around. I know they're not really that practical, but that's the way it is. Now, what was I doing? Oh yeah, we need to put this in. I think what I will do is put a transformer in, because we can bring you out here. We could put a step down transformer. Actually, no, the power connection's there, isn't it? It's one thing I love about this game. You set out to do one thing and then you end up thinking about or doing something totally different. I think what we could do is just put in one of these. So for argument's sake, we could put it in about there. It's a nice little short connection there. And we can put like a little 8-watt connection, 8 megawatt connection there. Then kind of and up to there for that connection, and then I think I don't want that road to come out that far. I think what we will do is I'll bring the road out like that and connect you up like that, and then that leaves this space open for bits and pieces. Let's notice this. I just want to check to see if these are allocated. No, they're not. Wow, this guy's run out of jobs. He's actually getting a little bit ahead of himself. And this is another reason why I want to really try and push out this way, but I think this is the problem. As the map gets bigger and more complex, things get a little bit more interesting to do. So we got this area here. Actually, sorry. I just want to check this guy because he was pretty close to finishing that road, and I want to make sure this guy. I know he's working at very extreme range now. Let's get back into here. Back into this area here. Like I said, I want to put the accommodation in here. We can just hook that footpath together there. Get done. And what I'm thinking is to put there's enough population in here for about 1,000 workers. So I thought this is large residential. No, I think we'll have to go modded residential. I'm gonna go for some. I mean, we got this. Thank you, game. I mean, wow. I think that might be a touch of insensitivity with respect to this community here. Because what I'm kind of would like to do is kind of have traditional, semi-modern here, and then we're going to have kind of modern here just to reflect that. Oh, we got 500. We could get 2,000, all of them in just one go, couldn't we? No, I'm not that happy with that. That's what you could call a super high rise, isn't it? 426 prefabs. No, I think that's too high. Hey, let me just see. We got here 33 workers. What's this then? Oh, didn't even know I had that. Really got to sort my mods out. That looks a little bit more traditional, doesn't it? Let's just zoom in a little bit here. Maybe I shouldn't go too high. Maybe if I put in, this is, what's this? This is a prefab, 87 tons. We could put you in. You've got a population of 210. Actually, that's not too bad. It's 220, and it's not that resource heavy, and that does look a little bit more in keeping with the area. And if we kind of put them in as a common theme, so sorry about spinning around. Somebody did post one of my regular comments about the fact that I'm very twitchy. One of the reasons the video does jerk occasionally is that sometimes I've got to actually stop and think, and of course wading through the mods means I like now I could stop and then just spend a lot of time going through the mods to find the building that I want. And what that means is that when I edit the video, I chop things out, and of course if I move to another area to look, that's where you get the sudden jerk come through. I think if we put in a building there, if we can get, say, these are 220, so say for argument's sake, well, we've got a little bit of area here so we can stagger them. It doesn't look quite like a uniform grid. You can put one in there, that gives me 600, and then what else we got here? We've got 300. Okay guys, what no, it's 366, 552, 198 there. I think maybe, so we got 600 there. If I put in, we'll kind of space them out a little bit, and we'll put 200 there. Turn that off because I don't want it there. Because of course we've got to leave some space for some what we call it, monuments and other attractions. We got that kind of built in there. We've got a little bit of space here. I think what I will do, if I can find just add another 231 on here, like that. And I think I've just messed up the road connection there. Just off it came. I can come in there. This guy's just obligingly completed the road here, and then we can take this road right through the center like that. I think you can just connect into there, and just accept that. Now we may need a store out here because we got a store here. See how far people will walk. Not connected yet. What we'll do now is we'll get the footpaths and other stuff in here. In fact, I think we'll put a footpath right across the back like that. A little bit of uneven terrain there, but put a footpath there. Whoops, what happened there? Wait, how? Oh, that's a little bit of a trap, isn't it? I thought I was clicking in there and I accidentally clicked on there and spent some rubles. Oh well, that's the way it goes. So we're going to have to build in the infrastructure here. So we got a shop here. Shops. I mean, there's a good chance these shops may feed it, but we do universities here. Probably need a school, and of course we're going to need a bus stop. In fact, we'll put the bus stop in here. That's a trolley bus stop. Don't want that. Almost. I think I'll put the bus stop here because we're not really going to build out anything here. So we put we got a bus platform there actually. Yeah, I think we can put a dual pickup here. get in here, and that actually is just giving me a hint. In fact, we're going to need to put in power in here as well, aren't we? Because we're gonna, I think the local substations are a little bit overloaded if I can find them. Yeah, you're 109%, and I think the other one is in here. You're 217%. Should be, the fire crew should be able to handle that. We're going to need to bring in power. I think I've got a power terminal up here, haven't I? Yeah, and I think we could. Oh, we're going to need power up here as well, aren't we? I've forgotten all about that. Gee, isn't this fun? I think we'll probably put a substation here. Just kind of push you out a little bit like that. And then we can put just a grapple road here. Don't need anything special. Remember to click on that, not the auto build. That should bring in there. If we put another substation, say we got some coverage from here, but that will cover. But I think if we put a substation here, and then actually what would be nice to do is put a substation smack bang in the middle here, then we'd have to come underground for quite a long way. We have to run a cable, a power cable from there all the way down to here. I mean, I just want to try something. Fine. So I take off here. Let's go down. It's wrong. Cancel. Cancel. We just see if I say, for argument's sake, I put underground power cable there, and then we come above ground. Could I hook up a will that connect? I think that actually has a power cable. Okay, cancel that. What I'm thinking is to have a section that's underground and then a section that's above ground, and then what that means is we'll be able to put in a substation in the center here like that. Actually, if we put it just of course, trouble now is if you press G, everything disappears. I think we're, if I put it there like that, then we're free run. We want the 1.5 megawatt cable running out, possibly to about here, and then we'll come above ground. And it was at 1.5, so there's no point building that. Okay, I'll say 1.5 there, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. You can kind of go across there and let's go up to that. Then we'll run a need to get there, and oops, put you across like that and run along the side of the railway lines, which is part of the great tradition of laying power cables. And then we can run you down into there like that. I know it's not perfect. So that will give me a connection there. So what I have to do is remember to do the underground connection. Then we can start building in this area here. I think we've done everything. Well, what I can do is put in. Actually, I'm kind of a bit inclined to. With these road connections here, isn't there? Yeah. We're going to need to let this build in first. We can put the road connections in. And then we can start dropping everything else in. And we've got... This is being built. This is good. Wow. These guys are really on the ball. I think what we're going to do is you've got nothing to do, so you can get out here and just give a bit of an assist to this. I think these guys really need something to do out here. We've completed this whole area. I just want to... How are we doing here? Yeah, when we're really cooking with the... Oh, another fire. Yeah, you're in there, that's okay. You better be okay anyway. So we've now got this kind of built up here for our new expansion area, our new town, built on the site of our old farms. If we have any problems, let's just have a look. Health, sport, equipment. Can't see any problems. Of course, we're actually in the 14th of November, and I've been quite happily ignoring my farm production. Wow. Cool. Right, these guys are... We're gonna add you a couple of extra fields then. Just so you can give an assist. We got here, we got 2,500 of there. We've got 1,800. Not overly brilliant, is it? Got 3,000 over here. I've got a feeling I'm going to need more farms, aren't I? Interesting. Right, so let me just get over here. And how... Oh, we're building through here really quickly. Kind of a bit inclined to put a mud road here. We can't, so that we've got a direct connection to the village from over here. But one that might discourage other vehicles from coming through. Wow. I need to start planning out here, don't I? We've got a gas station here. This has got fuel in it. Actually, how are we doing for fuel? I'm just getting a little bit twitchy with the fact that we're in here. Let me just check something. I'm starting to think that I might need to rein back some of my exports. Exporting a fair amount of meat and clothes, that's okay. Gravel, cement, prefab panels are doing quite well. Power, alcohol. Alcohol isn't doing... Oh, no, I do. We're only on the 21st. 14 tons. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the fuel exports for the moment. I think you're the guys exporting fuel. I think the tanker is still there, so I'm going to pull the fuel exports simply because I think I'd rather have the fuel in the depot. So we're going to pull that fuel and we're going to send this system truck to here. We've got this guy here. Better discard your load of cargoes. Anyone need an open hull? I don't think you need. About over here. Of course, everything's gone white now, so you never find this small construction office. I thought I'd assigned you a road. I know you're going to be a very long way out, but wow, I think they've already built that, haven't they? Let's get the boys on it. We've got lots of small bits of road there, and I think that what we'll do is, oh, we got this here being built. Let me see, what have you got going? Yeah, you've got lots of conveyors. What's your problems at the moment? About steel. Haha. Just had a thought. If I bring you, we send you to there. We've got enough space for couple more connections. Well, it's going to be a very, very long haul. I think if I put in that there and then you add you to there, unload. And I want you to keep this 50% full. I know you never will, but I think if we bring up occasional reserves of steel up here, missing coal. Yeah, I think the problem is because this construction office is working on purely on conveyor belts over here. To fill this in, it's draining the steel. So I think if we get a supplementary delivery from over there where we got plenty of steel, we should be okay. I mean, I am considering possibly exporting some bricks, but let's see. I mean, could I put a secondary coal brick supply in here? You know, another train coming in here, picking up. The trouble is he wouldn't be able to get the bricks down to here. How are we doing over here? What's up with my train? Still no workers. I think it's just... Yeah, I think that the only way I'm going to really drive this forward is by getting this guy working on here. I think we're going to go for getting... I'm going to get this area built up, I think. No road connection. That's okay. You can work on that and that. Who's working on this unfinished conveyor? Yeah, we're going to go for it, guys. You can go there. Actually, well, put a road connection across like that as well, just to make it complete. Yeah, I think things will go quicker while this construction office is struggling to get through the tunnels. what we could do is get the construction train pushing out round here, making connections this way. I think that will work. A little bit. I think the problem with the doesn't look like we actually had any losses from farms here. We got 2,000 odd in there. We got 1,800 in here. I think what happens is that when this is going full bore, effectively means all the cattle pile up here. Actually, I'm going to make an adjustment to here because I think this is the one that picks up from the cattle field here. And I take off the pickup from here. Where is this then? Okay, that's there. Explains why these guys aren't doing anything. I think at the moment we're just going to let them work with what they've got here. Hopefully they will build up a nice big supply of meat here, which we can then supply the map, and then that will get things going. Let me just come back to here. Let me just, I want to just, where's the pollution meter? I just want to see whether these guys, no, these farms don't produce any. These we can just leave the way they are. Just what I do need to do is take a look at these with respect to the model. Yeah, I think if we let these fill up with fuel and we don't export any fuel, I mean, we're going to lose money, but I think it's going to reduce the crop consumption a little bit there. We need to get some roads in here. Put you into there, you into there. You can come to there, connect up to there. You can connect to there. You've already got the connection there. We'll accept that lot. And our road crew can actually, what I will do is push you out to there, which will give a back door for any transport that needs to go in this direction. So we'll get this lot built here. And footpath will come off there. And I think we'll pick a footpath up through to there. Up a footpath here. I'll curve you through there. 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 You're going to have to go to there. You got that going there. Anything else? But I'll put these footpath connections in afterwards. So we'll just accept that lots. I think we need a gravel road through to there. So that can get built. Probably need support. That's a bit of a short road here. I think one thing I am going to need this office to push out more vehicles when we start to expand. So I think, well, we'll come back to that. I mean, we got the money. The money's kind of piling up left, right and centre at the moment. I'm aware that time's pushing on with the video, but I want to come out here. We really need more out here with respect to building these roads and getting this area built. We're also going to need a power supply out here as well, but I'll wait for the snow to disappear for laying that. Let me just see how well our guys are going out here. I mean, in their own quiet way, these are doing quite well. Let's just get. I think I'm just going to let Knife Edge road crew just fill in this bit. Get all this built first, because I mean this kind of overloads them a little bit here. Actually, can we call in reinforcements from... Oh, these guys are just filling in these bits here, but I don't think they're overly worked, are they? All they've got is 3 unfinished roads. I keep coming back to this here, and I think just to finish this video off, I'd like to build the road bridge here, and to do that, this is where I haven't really done much terrain manipulation. Here, this is where it's gonna. We're gonna lift this up a little bit. Here, we'll put the road over the rail track. I certainly don't want a crossing. Just lift this up a little bit here. Create a little bit of platform. Concrete bridge here. So just push that across like that. And then hopefully get you into there. We've got I don't think I'm going to put we'll build a little bit of road out here so that we know that that actually works, but we'll just put that there. In fact, I think I'm going to go double bridge here. Actually, can we get across here with a straight bridge without actually that? A bit, I don't know, should be okay. Take advantage of the natural terrain. And what we got to do is get across here now. Oops, that's a bridge. What am I doing? And then we'll get you down to there. And what that means is we'll have 2 roads coming out here. Don't do this to me, game. You can do it. And what that means is we'll have a connection through to here. We'll get things going. And we've got everybody doing their sport here, which is really great. See what... where's my mayor's office here? One thing they have done with the new update is they've reduced the staffing requirement for the mayor's office. I think it was used to have to need more than 50% staff to be able to get the information. I think they've reduced it to 30% now. We've still got a lot of unemployed workers in this area, but that's the way it goes. We built this out here. I mean, this is low priority, so we don't really need to worry too much about this. Just want to, I think, just to wind up, we're just going to take another look at the loyalty. I suppose this is creeping up a little bit. It's all that, no, we've got one at 39% here, 39%. It's got someone at 37%, but that could be because they're in kind of minimal accommodation. You're at 40%. You're still stuck at about 40%. Says we're at 44. What's the loyalty here? Is 60 odd %. Wow. Okay, if you're that good, we're going to create a model communist community out here. How's the secret police? I think somebody commented about renaming this from not the local intelligence office. I can't remember what it was there. I think it was the counterintelligence office. Makes me wonder, I mean, do we have the full coverage here? Let me just check again, because one thing I've noticed with my Four Corners series is that the the vehicles have a tendency to wander off and go out on the kind of edge roads. So if you're going to build a security office, you want it fairly close to the centre of your town. See, while we're here, 90%, 99%, 100%, no alcohol, 99% food, and the health is a little bit shaky in this area. That's probably due to pollution, actually. We just see, yeah, we're getting a little bit of pollution coming into here. So I think as part of our urban development, what we will do is kind of move some of the people out here and into our nice new tower blocks on the back here. I mean, push comes to shove, we can use buses to bring people down here to work in the clothes factory. Where's the mayor's office here? I can never find it. I think it's this one here, isn't it? We got 62 unemployed, so what we might be able to do is just push this up a little bit as well. Get a few more people in here. I think what I do need to do is kind of sort this area out a little bit. Well, we got this finished here. We've actually got workers in here now, I think. No, not yet, because we got no connection. I think once these connections are made, we can start getting some gravel into here. It won't just set you to gravel. I think getting this online will make quite a big difference. It kind of makes the case also for getting this construction office going a little bit quicker, because what I would like to do is possibly just turn that off. I've forgotten I've got this. What I'm kind of thinking is that we can get, we're going to build quite a major town out here. Let's just get over here, and I'm just going to finish here. I draw the map up really big. Now we've got iron in that position, coal in that position, and we've also got other potential around this area. So what I'm effectively considering is building a city that's probably going to cover a large area here, including 2 steelworks and possibly a vehicle manufacturing capability and mechanical components with all the associated rail networks. And then here we're going to have another rural community producing food, which will feed this area here. Probably the best way to explain the food production is we're going to have this area here will probably produce food, which will then be shipped into this major city here. And what I'm thinking on this side is a mixture of food and more cattle ranching, because out on these islands that's where the real food production is going to be. That is probably a good point to stop. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.